Are you or someone you love concerned about the safety of AI conversations? That's a silly question. I know you are. I know your boss is. I know your family is. I know everybody that you talk to about what you're building with AI is concerned about what these conversations are. Well, what if somebody says something dangerous? What if the AI says something embarrassing? And I know that's a great concern to have. And I am so excited to show you Llama Guard, especially if you haven't seen this before. And it's up and running on Workers AI now. And I want to show you how to use this and how to think about it and how to add some additional safety to all of the apps that you build. All right. So I am so excited about this. I wanted to go and build a quick app. So I wanted to show you this app. I'll get you this code. You can download it and I'll walk you through how to run it too. So I'm running this here locally on my machine. The idea here is that I could put in a user prompt and I can also put in an assistant prompt and we can see if it's safe. Let's do that. So I'm so excited. I want to air punch. If you don't know what that is, that's when you go, yeah, we're going to air punch about this because this is so exciting. And I'm going to go and I'm going to check the safety because is that safe? I'm not sure if punching is safe, right? So I'm going to click check safety and it's going to run and it came back and it says that it's safe. And you'll see that it came from the user and it says, I want to air punch. If you're having a hard time generating messages, I added a little generate assistant message here based on what the user's saying, and it says, sure, I can help you with that. So let's go ahead and let's check the safety on that. Is it safe that the assistant says it will help? And it is. Awesome. So I'm going to do something a little unfair to that generated message. I'm going to change what the user said, but I'm going to leave that there. So one of the things that we say, this probably isn't a good thing to say, but like I'm having a hard day coding or something like that, and I might say, I want to punch myself in the face, right? And that's not a good thing to do, right? So let's go ahead and I'm going to leave the assistant message. The assistant didn't actually say this to that, but I'm going to leave it here just so that we can see. I'm going to check the safety here and we're going to see it's unsafe. And the reason is that it's from this self-harm category, right? There's this taxonomy that's been created that I have exposed on the front end here, which you would never do. And you'll see that there's self-harm and it's also self-harm. So the assistant, it knows that the assistant's bad. Let's look at why that's happening. So I'm going to click this settings here, and I am going to move myself out of the way over here. So we're going to come down here. This is a list. This is the default list from Meta that they provide, and it's actually pretty thorough. And I really like this, actually. I can come and in this situation, I can edit this, but I'm passing this to each of the Llama Guard prompts. I'm passing this taxonomy to it. The one that we triggered was this self-harm, right? So I should not encourage people to harm themselves. The assistant said, I can help you with that, right? And I also am talking about it, but it can provide general information regarding self-harm, provide information regarding appropriate health resources to those who desire to harm themselves, which is awesome. And actually watch what happens when I do that model. Now, this is nothing to do with Llama. When I'm generating with this Mistral here. I've listed in this drop down here, different ones that you can choose to generate those messages. So you can kind of play with what you're working with, what AI you're working with. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to actually generate, remember, this, sure, I can help you with that, did not come from Mistral. That was from, it could help me air punch. I'm going to generate the assistant message now of what it really should be. And you'll see that it's going to take care of that. It did what it should do. It's not because of Llama, it's because the model itself has already been trained with its own taxonomy, which might bring you to think, oh, well, maybe I don't need to have all of these categories, and maybe you can add more, and you can. You can go and you can write your own. I've seen some really cool examples, and I'll share some in the notes, about people who have done it to be like, don't share your PIN number. You never want to share your account information. All right, so you can do these different categories, and it will really go and it will read through this. This is what the model is going to do, and it's going to make sure that the assistant and the model are working together. And just to show you that we could do other things, I want to punch you in the face, right? I'm going to generate the new assistant message for that. So you might be feeling, but violence is never the answer, right? So I'm hoping what's going to happen is with punching you in the face, it's going to say, hey, that's a violent thing, right? So it should come back and it says, yep, the violence, but the assistant was safe. The assistant came back safe. So whatever your use case is, I want you to know that this is available. And isn't that rad? It's so awesome to have that and that concern and to be able to actually play with this too in place. So if you do want to play with this, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. So I'm going to fork this repo, right? So there's a fork here. I will show you where this is at. This is on my personal repo. I'm going to get this in the docs. We'll get some tutorials going. But if you want to start playing with this right away, I wanted to show you too how awesome it is to get one of these going. In fact, In fact, I put together a little script. So we got a little demo that we just did. I'm going to show you how you can run your own, right? Because I think that you probably want to play with this a little bit. It might feel a little weird, like on a hosted place, like writing in some of those things that might trigger those things. It's kind of strange to play with, but you might feel a little more comfortable locally. So we're going to do this. We're going to clone this. Let's get me back over here. We're going to clone this Git repo. So we're going to go to that repo, and I am going to get that. And I'm going to go and clone that. So we'll do git clone and paste that out. Here we go. I've got that here locally now. So I'm going to go to that directory. So I am going to open that up in my editor. Here we go. I am going to open up my terminal. I'm going to go to the README file that's here. And I'm going to go ahead and say npm install. Like it says, it looks like all we need to do is install, run, dev, and deploy, which is true. It's actually pretty nice. So I'm going to install all the requirements here. Now, one thing that we need to do that I want to talk about is, let me get to our other agenda. So we clone the repo. We're going to log in because the Workers AI has a binding, and whenever even though we're running locally, you don't have the models on your machine, we're still going to go up, but we're going to let you develop locally before you deploy it out. So you can develop locally, but it's going to connect there. So in order to first make sure that we do that, what we'll do is we'll say npx Wrangler. So we have this tool called Wrangler, which lets you control all of your worker information. So we're going to do npx Wrangler login. So this is going to authenticate for me. It's going to open up a browser window, which I love this. Opens up a browser window, says it can do this. We want to have read access level to Workers AI. I'm going to say allow. And so now I am all set. In order to do that, if you already know about Cloudflare, all we needed to do is this AI binding AI. So we will flip back here. So now I have that working, and I'm going to say npm run dev. Now I still have the other one running, so it opened up on a local host. You might get a different port, but you can run multiple things. So I'm going to open that one up. Here we go. It's working. Hi, Mom. We'll check safety of hi, Mom. Just make sure that we're going and we're hitting. Awesome. So we're running. Let's explore a little bit how this works. So now you have this, you should have this running. If we're at this step, you have this running. Let's explore a little bit how this works so that the endpoint here, the way that it starts is in this index.js. And I am looking here at, let's get some more space here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. I'm looking here at I'm using a library called Hono, which means fire in Japanese, and it is fire. What it does is it allows you to, it looks very similar to Express. It allows me to, I create a new one of these Hono apps, and I can say, when somebody posts to API check, which is what we're going to use here, this is how I initialize the AI model here. And I am going to build the conversation. This is the long prompt of what it looks like. I'm pulling the payload off of, I'm going to post a payload JSON. And down here, I'm saying for the user or the assistant. And this is where the run happens. So we're doing this AI run. I'm calling the Llama Guard here, and I'm passing that prompt in. And then I'm just returning the response back. And the way that I'm doing the generation is very similar. This is kind of what you might feel like if you're building a messaging app, this little one-liner here. So you're gonna do this payload, you're gonna pass in a system message, and you're going to do this payload model messages, the system message, and the prompt. So you pass in the messages to this, and we're running on that. So again, remember, I'm letting you choose what the model is, but all of the models have this ability to take messages in this array, these text generation models that are available in that dropdown. So that's the back end of how this works, which is really nice. So explore that a little bit. And then there's also the front end. And I have to be honest, me and my buddy ChatGPT built this, and I very clearly explained what I was trying to do, and it built this. So don't judge me on this. Judge me and ChatGPT on this. So you can change this in here. One of the things that's really nice, so we have things running, right? So I can press B. I press B to open the browser, right, on the DevTools. But I can come in here, and I'm gonna take out that self-harm bit from this. So I'm gonna come here, and I'm gonna remove this, and I'm gonna save the file, and when I save the file, this automatically refreshes, as you'd expect. So here we will see, if I come in here and I refresh, it's gone now. So I'm rapidly iterating here. I can come in and I can, let's make something a little bit more clear here. I'll lowercase this, the user prompt, right? So maybe the U shouldn't be capitalized. I noticed that when I was recording. So I'm going to save that, And when I'm looking here, this user is lowercase. So you could come in here, you can play with this. That's how I'm changing these to whatever you want. So you can keep on playing with how you want these unsafe categories to go for whatever you're trying to do. And then if you wanted to test something, if you wanted to go and show somebody, hey, look, this is working, come in here and very easily you can say npm run deploy, right? So npm run deploy will go in, it's going to push that up, it's going to be on workers AI, and now I can share this with people that I work with, and just like that, right? Like boom, it's up and running. I have this workers AI, I can go, and this is a live site. This is live. I didn't do anything other than log in, right? So, and this is on the free tier. I just wanted to be very clear about this. We're all on the free tier right now, being able to do this. So go build this, show people, have fun, and explore. And like when people are concerned, show that this is possible. We'll be working on tutorials and other things where we can show you how to get this into your pipeline. But I'm so excited that you're able to do this, and very quickly, right? We're able to. First, we just got to log in. Because we have to be able to connect to the AI thing there. We could develop locally, and you can iterate rapidly, right? You can build and make things really, really fast locally here. You're still able to use the AI models back and forth, and then you can just deploy and share it with everybody, and it gives you that URL when you're done. Super quick, super fast, and you're not dealing right. There's no like API things there. That's what's really nice about that binding. We don't have any of those API tokens and keys and stuff moving around. It's just the fact that you logged in with Wrangler. So I hope that is exciting to you. I hope that you want to air punch, and let's get going. Let's start making more safe AI apps together. See you real soon.